Hey everyone, it's Armor Gaming. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to Monster Legends. So we have quite a bit of things going on in the game and it seems a little overwhelming, but honestly when you break it down, it's not that overwhelming. So what I hope to do in this video is to break it down and kind of go through everything going on, because there's like 2 mythic monsters up for grabs, there's some old cells up for grabs, there's different events going on, we have mazes, we have progressive islands, we have breeding events. It seems like a lot, but again, it's not too difficult. So let's just exit out of here and let's talk about what's going on. So the biggest thing that we've been waiting for is the Urcann's challenge. In order to start this event, you have to make sure to click on the challenge and make sure you have 5 of each item. Then you just click one item 5 times for each of the items. So a total of 25 clicks and you will unlock that monster avatar. So you click claim and now you have this monster avatar. So we'll collect that. Make sure to do the fight right away. So let me just get that out of the way real quick. These shouldn't be too difficult to beat, so I can just do exterminator and oh, they survived. Monster ingestion, and there we go. Super easy battle. So this, the Urcann's challenge, I made a video about this. This is what we call a progressive event, and the way the progressive event works is that you can collect items every single 8 hours. You get 6, oh I was hoping it popped up. You get 6 collect gold items. Let me repeat there. And let's click back on the sales challenge. The collect gold item you can get 6 every 8 hours, and the feed your monster items you can get 4 every 8 hours. So bam, I'll get my +6. Oh, I got my +2. Alright, so that one's going to take a while. Go to Monster Vault and I'll just feed a random monster. I find that the feed your monster items you normally get right away. So I'll come back to that. Alright, let's see. It's probably because I already did my collect before I even started the event. Alright, there's another +1. So if you notice, if some of you guys have this issue where you don't get the items right away, that is completely fine. There's my 4 feed your monster items. That is completely fine. All you have to do is keep spamming, and sometimes you even have to exit out of the game and go back into the game. So I got another +1 here. I'm just gonna exit out, please wait, and go back into the game. So sometimes that does happen where you have to keep doing it until you get all of your items, so make sure you do that. So I've already done a video on the Urcann's tail event. You can watch that, but I guess I'll mention it really briefly. The way to maximize the number of items you get and how to get this monster right away, or for the smallest number of coins, yes, not did I say coins? Yes, you are gonna have to spend gems to get this monster for the smallest amount of gems. There's certain times when you have to skip. Before that, let me just collect. I'll get +2. There we go. Go back on here and I have 6 out of 29, 4 out of 16, 1 out of 3, and hatch eggs. The hatch eggs, in my opinion, doesn't really matter. It doesn't lower the cost that much. Notice that I have 151 gems right now. If I want to totally skip, let me exit out. Let me put a monster into my hatchery. Let me sell this monster. And I hatched an egg. Let's go back to the sales challenge. Like, it dropped by 1 gem. So if you can't get the hatch eggs item, or you can't get the breed egg item, do not worry about it. The most important ones are the collect gold and the feed your monsters. So I'm going to show you some screenshots from the raw event, which are the ones I always show. Alright, and as you can tell, the optimal time to skip the 20 cells is when it costs 32 gems. So this is after 16 hours from whenever you started the event. I started the event at 3 days 19 hours, so when it says 3 days and 3 hours, ideally that's when I should skip. However, that's really going to depend on when I logged in. Notice my collect gold is at 18 out of 29 and my feed your monsters is at 12 out of 16. That would mean that I did another login and another login. So this is a total of 3 logins, or again a total of 16 hours. Because that first login, what I'm showing you guys in this recording, that one, no time has passed. Well, other than the fact that I didn't do it as soon as the event started. But as you can see, if you can get 6 every single 8 hours, and you don't count that first login, right? Because that first one, it's completely free. You can just do a full collection. So I got 6 out of 29 right now. I'll come back in 8 hours. That'll be 12 out of 29. And I'll come in 6 hours. That'll be 18 out of 29. And that's how that works. So you'll notice it's in multiples of 3. So that one is the first one. The next time you'll skip is really after like 2 days. Notice the collect gold is now at 30. The feed your monster is at 20. And the breed, again, the breed your monster doesn't really matter. Multiplayer, you can finish that completely. So feed your monster being at 20, that means I did a total of 5 logins. Same with collect gold, right? 6 times 5. So after a total of 5 logins, so 5 times 8, that's 40 hours, although you don't count the first one. So that's actually what, like 32 hours? So that's how you keep track, guys. And then the final one is basically, at this point, you honestly just skip whenever you have to, right? Because otherwise the event is going to end. But if you do everything perfectly, notice I did 6 logins. Collect gold is 36, which is 6 times 6. Feed your monsters is 6 times 4, so 24. So if you add up all that, you get around 150 gems. You could get this monster for as low as like 120 gems if you're pretty active in your logins. Again, looking at my game, I'm starting the game right now when there's 3 days and 19 hours in the event, which means I'm already like 5 hours late. So it completely depends on how active you are on your logins. But that's how the Tails event works. So by the end of today, I should have the monster. Again, in 16 hours, I shouldn't have the monster, sorry. I should skip in 16 hours time. So let me exit out of that. Now you might be wondering, Armor, what if we can't do 6-hour logins? Or sorry, 8-hour logins? My mind is all flustered because we have other events going on. Well, let's talk about the other events. We have the QUAXALCROC pathway going on right now. If you have the monster, that is the only way you'll see this pathway. If you never got the monster in the first place, you will not see the pathway. This is why I encourage everyone to go for the mythic monsters. Whether you think the mythic monster is good or not, whether you think it's a bad mythic monster, you should always get the mythic monster because Social Point keeps doing these mini mazes for the mythic monsters, so you get cells to rank them up. But not only that, for all we know, these mythic monsters could be used in future events. So it is to your advantage to just get as many mythic monsters as possible, and especially when they cost a few gems, like Urcann, whether you like him or not, the fact that he's only like 150 gems tops, that is awesome, so definitely is worth picking him up. So we have a maze, and the way the maze works, hopefully you all know by now, is that you get items every 4 hours. You get maze coins. You see, I can get 50 gold items. I can get 30 for, I can get 50 for collecting food, 30 for collecting gold, 30 for feeding. I think I got all of my maze coins there already. Let's see. Let's go to PvP. You can get 15 for PvP. You just gotta win, and then you also get to spin the roulette wheel. I think with mini mazes, you don't get any maze coins for spinning the roulette wheel. Now, what I will caution with this is do not use all of your PvP attacks because based on what we've seen, Social Point keeps doing 72-hour challenges. So do not waste all your PvP attacks because it is very possible that we see a 72-hour challenge in the future. So, or do I already have a 72-hour challenge? Let's find out. Here, exit out. I think I might have missed that earlier. Oh, we do it. We already have a 72-hour challenge, or maybe it just started. So, none of these monsters are really worth going for. You go for your best or you go for gems, as I always advise. Cool, so let's scroll down. So yeah, you're free to waste all your attacks if you want to now. So yeah, in terms of the QUAXALCROC pathway, it's every 4 hours, do all of your tasks, and you'll be good to go. In terms of having a progressive event and the QUAXALCROC challenge at the same time, in that case, just do 4-hour logins. What you'll notice is that you'll get 3 collect gold items every 4 hours, and you'll get 2 feed your monsters every 4 hours. So you're gonna log in more times now, just so you can get enough coins to get QUAXALCROC cells. So it's completely fine, even though the progressive island asks you to log in 8-hour intervals, you can still do 4-hour intervals. You just get half the amount of coins, so it doesn't really change anything. So I would just set a timer for 4-hour intervals. If you want to be Thunder Eagle, you still can, but we also have this other event going on, right? We have this brand new Monsters Breeding event going on, and fortunately we don't need the description, but according to this, if you combine Armor Claw and Dr. Watts, you have a chance to get this brand new monster. The cool thing is that Armor Claw and Dr. Watts, hopefully you have them because they are the free-to-play previous pass monsters, so hopefully you have them. And if you actually bought the Golden Legends Pass, you can actually combine the free-to-play monster with the Golden Legends Pass monster. So for example, I can do Armor Claw and I can do Cat UFO, so let me try that out. Go to breed, Armor Claw, Cat UFO, start breeding, and I got 46 hours. What is that, a legendary? Or a mythic? I wonder if it's one of those situations where it is a guaranteed legendary all the time. I feel like it might be. Guaranteed legendary, guaranteed mythic. So, yeah, because we're seeing this event. It's like the previous event with Nightingale. So I think all mythic events are going to be like Nightingale events from now on. So I think it's very possible that I potentially got the monster or I got someone else. So we'll see. We'll come back to this because we have another breeding event going on. We have the Kihaku breeding event. In my personal opinion, you don't really need Kihaku. I guess if you want to complete the chapter in the book, that'd be the only reason, but other than that, you don't need Kihaku. So I'll leave you guys with that. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and activate my Camella just so we can see. No, Camella's not ready yet. So yeah, you basically just combine the monsters. I don't know who the other 3 are. I know when it first popped up in my game, it was showing me. Now it's not showing me. Let's see if I can click on here. Go on news. Urcann, speed up. Yeah, it's not showing up right now. I don't know why. Birthday event. Yeah, some of these are not showing up. Alright, well, it is what it is. Another way to get the new mythic monster, though, is just like with the Nightingale event, it's a frat event. So if you're in a team that potentially buys gems right now, if you go to packs and you go right here to the giant chest of gems. Not only would you get your normal 1700 gems as usual, you can also give your team 100 cells, which is pretty cool because depending on how active your team is and how many gems they buy, you can potentially get a ranked up monster. So that's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. And that's basically everything that's going on, right? Again, it seems like a lot, but what I would say is, regardless of whether or not your team participates in the frat event, I think you should still try to breed the mythic monster. Again, you always want a 1 copy of the mythic monster. If you have Armor Claw, if you have Dr. Watts, try to breed the mythic monster. And then even if you clog up your hatchery and you miss out on some maze coins for QUAXALCROC, that's fine, guys. You don't really need, like, if you have a chance to breed a mythic monster versus a chance to get a few cells for QUAXALCROC, go for the chance to breed the mythic monster. And again, as far as Urcann, that's fine if you clog up your hatchery because you're going for, like, the Urcann event doesn't matter on breeding or hatching necessarily. Like, yes, it does, right? There's that hatch egg item. We saw the breed egg item, but those don't really decrease the cost so much. So just go for Urcann. You know, that one's easy enough, and get as many maze coins as you can, but also try to breed the new monster. And I think with that being said, that's going to be for the video. I just kind of wanted to minimize how difficult everything would be because it does seem very overwhelming, but it's honestly not that bad once you break everything down. So hopefully this video was helpful. Best of luck to all of you and all of the events going on right now in Monster Legends, and remember to subscribe.